Hey guys, welcome back to this channel and to those solo videos of mine. Yeah, it's been a while since my last solo video. And today I want to share with you how I'm moving through challenging times. Because I'm going to tell you a secret which you already know. Awakening doesn't mean that challenging times, emotions, sensations, experiences stop arising. Quite the contrary. In a way, they seem more um, vivid, more not possible to avoid. And the good news is that they come like full force and they subside. And how I'm moving through those, I want to share my experience. Recently, we got denied entering the US. And not only that, we spent a night in a detention center. We been treated basically not bad, but the feeling was like that it's as if you did something wrong. So they call it detention center, but it's a prison. There was no way to fly back the same day, so we had to spend the night there. There was no other option. And I don't want to go into the story of why this happened. Who knows why? All our documents were okay. Yeah, the period is like that, the vibe is like that. The whole thing around freedom, not freedom in this part of the world is like that. There is a like fear, anxiety, a lot of dense energy. But I don't want to go there. It's not my intention. My intention is to speak about my experience when we got denied entering the country. So after the first initial shock, it was literally shocking for the system. There was fear, then followed by anger, followed by sadness, a regret, and the feeling it's as if we did something wrong, something bad, which is not the case, I know, but then there was a feeling or a worry about our closest ones because no one knew. We couldn't message, we couldn't call. They took our phones also. They took all our belongings as well. And yeah, it was tough. It was tough. And at the same time, the feeling was like it is a movie happening. And even though there was clear that it's not personal, all the intense experiences were felt here with the whole intensity possible. So what to do in moments like that? Because again, the moments like that do arise for all of us. It's such a fancy idea or expectation to just believe that once you realize what you are or what you are not, these challenging experiences will stop appearing for you. I mean, why? Why? So basically what I did, what I was capable of doing is to be open for the emotions and sensations to be here, even though the mind was trying to, I mean, this energy, we call it mind, there isn't a mind, but trying to make sense of it, asking why this is happening. There were a lot of intense emotions. And there was like openness for that to be here. Of course, there were tears. There was anger. It was a mix of a storm, like a real storm. And that continues until we find out that we are not going to fly the same day. So we had to be in the center. They separate us. So I was in space where there were only women, and Lubo was in the space where there were only men. So we were separated. So it's just the perfect storm. And if up till now I was able to just lean into Lubo's strength, because literally he was like a rock, and just be there and to feel the support and to not feel like to feel all of the emotions, but to feel supported. When they separate us, I was on my own. And then the magic happens where I felt supported. Even though I couldn't call, I couldn't message, I couldn't share anything, I felt so much support. It's like the ground, the space, the field was holding me. Even when they put handcuffs and they just move us out from the airport, put us in a van and then transported us to the center, I felt supported in that. Even when they say just remove all your clothes, there was a woman that was sitting or looking at me like a woman police or agent. And I had to remove all my clothes and put the clothes from the center. You know, all the things that we are watching in the movies, that happened to me and to Lubo and to many of you as well, I guess. Some of you, not many maybe, but who knows. Even in this moment, I felt supported. It's hard to put it in words, but I felt support. I felt like everything was holding me in a gracious, mysterious way. And then when I enter the women's section, there were 10 or 11 women. I'm not sure how many, maybe 10, 11. And I felt, yeah, again, support. They were coming and just saying few very like not relaxing but encouraging words, like it's okay, you'll see, it's okay, you are just for one night here, do you need shampoo? One girl even gave me a banana and I started crying because it was so touching. And then I started listening the stories of all these women, stories of, yeah, something wrong with their documents and they are being there for long period. And I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? Then I tried to sleep. I couldn't sleep for in the beginning. When I falling asleep, I was having this feeling that I was like, it's as if someone was taking care of me. It's like holding me. And I deeply knew that it is all okay. And of course, there is still remorse and sadness for we are not gonna be able to be with our dearest friend, and I'm not gonna be able to meet these gorgeous women in person to do such a lovely weekend that we planned together. And still I feel support, so much support. So overwhelmed by that. The next day when we flew back and we were able to to have our phones, and then we start messaging and calling. And then it came like such a big wave of support that it was overwhelming. I couldn't stop crying because of that. Because I don't know, because it's like a part of me, a mind, didn't expect that. It's like, oh my goodness, this is available for me. Like so many people, they just want to support us in this moment. Yeah, it was overwhelming, overflowing of love and support. And now when I'm sharing that, again, I can connect with the experiences that I felt, but they seem like blurred in a way, not blurred, but not so intense. I can remember and speak from memory. But the truth is that when we flew back and when the things start moving and we decided what to do, where, how to fly, or and then it's as if something just cracked open and then set. That was my experience. It's like something fall at place. I don't know what that is. But it right. Feels the right thing. And I don't know if I dare to share that I even can feel a little bit of gratitude, just grateful, just a little bit, a bitter gratefulness that this happened. Or oh my goodness, how much expansion from that challenging situation came. How much openness, how much support I felt, which otherwise I didn't know was possible. Not only didn't know, but I was hesitating to ask. And now I just receive it. And this sharing also is a part of the processing that is still going on a subtle level for me. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart of being here, listening or experiencing that with me. And to reassure you that there is nothing that we cannot feel. The most intense experience, we have the capacity to feel, even though sometimes it feels that we don't have capacity. It's too much. But there is capacity to feel. And by allowing or willing to feel, we become more like freer. Our experience expands. And by being humble in this way is beautiful. And I'm not saying we have to accept what's happening and to say, yeah, what to do, it is what it is. No, that's not true. That's bullshit. What's happening is wrong. No one deserves that. It's like the human part of the experience there in all these stories being cutted. There is nothing human, like the humanness is missing. It's like the system treats you as no one, not in a non-dual way. It's not in a good way. So what's happening is wrong. It's like awful. I don't deserve to be treated like criminal, for I am not. No one deserves that attitude, like that treatment. It's like, what's my crime? It's crazy. And I'm not suggesting we have to say, yeah, it is what it is, what to do. No. But we first have to feel what we feel, to not deny the feelings, the experience. And then if we can change something from here, then we have to do it. Like this video is also part of me expressing or making a change, some kind of a change by speaking about that, by sharing my experience. Yeah, I have nothing to hide. I mean, I don't feel shame. I feel sadness and anger. And at the same time, I feel humbled by that. I feel sad because of the women officers there and the men, of course, but the women's like I felt so much sadness that somehow they had to do that. They had to just do that to humans. Yeah, I would love to hear or to read from you also. How do you manage or navigate through challenging experiences? Do you have a tendency to withdraw and to contract? Because this also happened. Was like there was a shock and there was like almost like numbness, like not knowing. But then feelings start coming. Yeah, we can support each other, you know. We definitely deserve support, all of us. Yeah, share your experience. Share how you feel, how you move through when challenges come. What's easy? What doesn't feel so easy? Do you notice any repetitive patterns? Yeah, again, nothing is personal, and we are here for the full spectrum of experience. We have to feel all of it. That's why it's coming to be felt. That's why it's coming. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. See you soon. Mashallah.